I have eyebrows. They're like this big, right? A lot. Right? Boogers. And you suck it out. There's when Ellie came from when Kelly when Ellie came home. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be our baby must-haves and things that I use a lot with Ellie. This is kind of going to be for her age group, so it may not necessarily apply to the older babies, but it definitely applies to like newborn to her age right now and maybe going a little bit older. But these are just going to be things that we use pretty frequently. Most of these things I use every day. If I don't use it every day, maybe once a week, or pretty frequently though. I use these things. I have a list in front of me, so if I keep looking down, I'm sorry. I have everything next to me. If you notice anything different, I have eyebrows. I ordered a new product from Amazon and I wanted to try it out because if you notice in my last video, I probably have like a quarter of an eyebrow on each side. That is because my eyebrows only grow in dark in that area. The rest of it is kind of, it's really light. It's how my mom's eyebrows were, and it's how mine are. So you can't really see it, so I ordered a new brow pencil that I wanted to try out. I still need a little bit more practice, but I wanted to give it a shot. Dominic keeps looking at me and he's like, "You look so funny." So I thought that was funny, but I needed to try it out, and I needed to film. So I have eyebrows today. What? Someone saying, "Hi." We're gonna have Dominic with us today. Have a seat. So I'm not going to show you guys these in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of grab and show you guys. Do you want to say hi? Look at the camera and say hi. Say hi. No? Okay. It's not in any order or anything like most important or anything like that. It's just things that I use all the time. So the first thing that I'm grabbing here is a receiving blanket. This is a receiving blanket if you don't know. A lot of people use these to swaddle their kids, which when Brayden was born, I used to use these to swaddle him too. I don't use these for that anymore. I use these for spit up. So they have like actual like burp cloths that you can use, but they're like this big, right? And if you've had children before, you know that babies spit up a lot, right? So I use these for spit up. We carry one with us everywhere. We have tons of them. That way if she spits up, I have this to use all day long. And I can just wipe and go, wipe and go, wipe and go. If she's got drool, just wipe it. We're good to go. These work awesome for us. I love these things. They also work good in the winter for like layering in their car seat. If they're cold, I kind of tuck this in there first, and then I'll put a bigger blanket on top of that for their car seat. So I love these. Absolute must have. We use these every single day. We have tons of these. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk about is boogers. Babies get a lot of boogers. They can't really get it out on their own. They can sneeze and it can come out that way, but that doesn't always work. So you need to have something to get them out. The hospital will give you these little bulb syringes, which I actually have two because these actually work pretty well. If you buy like the cheap ones from like Target or Walmart or something, they don't work as well as these. But I do have two of these just in case. We also use a nose Frida. This thing is amazing. It looks totally gross. So this is what you use here to actually suck out the boogers. You put it to baby's nose like this. You use this side and you suck it out. There's actually a little filter in here that stops anything from going inside. I've never had anything go this far down the tube actually. But if you do, it stops the boogers from getting into the tube. But this thing works amazing. I absolutely love this. If this isn't working for some reason to get the booger that I need to get out, or if I just can't find it or something, I will use the bulb syringe, but I definitely prefer this one. When you suck baby's nose out, you also want to use a saline spray. It's very helpful. It just kind of moistens everything up and loosens everything. That way you can get those big boogers out and they aren't sticking to the side of baby's nose. We use this one. It's called Baby Air Saline nose spray. You just put a couple of drops in their nose while they're laying on their back. You let it sit for 1 to 2 minutes and then you suck it out. These are very helpful. We use this in our nose sucker almost every morning. We sleep with a fan on. My husband will not sleep with the fan off. Hi. My husband will not sleep with the fan off. So all of us kind of wake up congested in the morning, and Ellie does too. I use these along with either the bulb syringe or the nose Frida almost every morning. Next on our list, We don't use this very often, but if you have a gassy baby, it is like an absolute must. This is gripe water. So you can get it at any drugstore. They have like the expensive brands, they have the cheaper brands, generic brands, if you want to call them. And it's very inexpensive, and it's just gas relief for babies that are gassy. Ellie, I think we've only had to use it twice with her, and we haven't had to use it for a while, but some people use this a lot. It's great to have on hand just in case you do have a gassy baby. Next is this little thing for hand sanitizer and the hand sanitizer. So I love these little portable hand sanitizers. What we do, yes, we use this like crazy, especially coming home from the hospital. If there's any left, there you go. Sit right over there. We use these like crazy, especially coming home from the hospital with Ellie. We wanted everyone to use it before they held her. Our boys had the flu. They tested positive for the flu the day before my induction with her, so hand sanitizer was a must if they were going to be anywhere near her. So we use these. We strap one to her car seat, and then we strap one to the diaper bag. That way we have it around if we need it. Another thing that we use quite frequently, especially when we brought Ellie home, was a thermometer. We don't really use this thermometer because this is the one that can go under the armpit, in the mouth, or it can be a rectal. Okay. We don't really use this one. The one that we use it's a forehead thermometer, and that one works much better. We use that with her, and we also use it with the boys, but I really used it a lot when we first brought her home. So when Ellie first came home from the hospital, like I said, the boys were tested positive. When Ellie came from, when Ellie came home from the hospital, the boys had the flu, so they weren't allowed around her, but I was terrified that she was going to get it, and the doctor he just told us, when you get home, check her temperature. If it gets above this, degree, you need to call us. So I was like checking her temperature like crazy because I was so scared she was going to get the flu. So we use a thermometer a lot, and like I said, we don't really use this one. We can use this one for like the boys or for ourselves, but I like the forehead ones better, and we use that one pretty frequently. If for some reason I can't find it, like right now it's somewhere around here, I would use this one if I absolutely had to, but I try not to because the forehead one is just easier. So if you have children, you know that when they come out, their nails are like knives. They are very long, they are very sharp, they scratch the crap out of themselves, they scratch you. So one thing that we use pretty frequently is nail clippers. I try to clip Ellie's nails pretty frequently. Brayden scratched the crap out of himself. Like his face was bloody and red, and he had scratches everywhere. We couldn't keep those little mitts on him, and I was kind of nervous for Ellie to do the same thing. Dominic was kind of like in the middle. He wasn't too bad, but he would scratch himself here and there. Ellie really doesn't scratch herself that often, and I don't think we've ever really used the mitts for her. We have had the onesies that have like the little cuffs on them, but we really haven't had to use the mitts for her. She just doesn't scratch that often. But we do use nail clippers. I try and clip her nails as often as I can when she's sleeping, because when she's awake, she will not let me do it. And you know that cutting baby's nails is like the scariest thing in the world because you don't want to cut them. And it's really sad when you do. So we use nail clippers pretty frequently. Next I have is this little play mat. This was given to me at my baby shower, and we absolutely love it. If you don't have a play mat, you can use a blanket, but we use these right now just if I'm doing something and I want to put her down and let her have some floor time. I'll lay her down on either this play mat or a blanket that we have handy. For tummy time, we'll put her on this, just kind of to keep her off of the ground, like off the actual carpet and floor. We put something down, that way she can lay on it. She also likes this. It's got like the little colors, which I really like too, and this is actually pretty thick, so it's pretty cushioned for her, and I like that as well. Next on my list, this is one of like my most favorite items ever. This thing has saved me. Just it's awesome. I absolutely love it. This is the Moby. Now it's a wrap that you can hold baby in. They do have several other like brands that you can use. You don't have to use Moby, but this is what I used with Dominic, and I just loved it. We use this a lot for like shopping trips out at the store, especially grocery shopping. I haven't done that by myself yet because Ellie's breastfed, and I just don't She will not take a bottle, so I can't leave her with her dad. And then shopping while nursing her just like seems too much to me. So we all go together. Luckily my husband has no problem going with me. But I use this. So I put Ellie in the Mobi and then we walk around and I grab things. It just makes it super easy. I don't have to push a stroller and then have to worry about nursing her while pushing a stroller. We don't put her car seat in the cart because it just takes up too much space in the back. So I use the Mobi and it's super nice. This is also good for like if you need a clean around the house but your baby wants to be held. Hold them, but you can hold them in the Mobi. It's super tight and secure. They love it. You can use this when they get a little bit older. I don't know the actual weight limit on this. I'll have to check. But you can use this when they get older too. There are several different ways that you can tie this. You can go ahead and check out different YouTube videos on how to use this, and maybe I'll do one too on how I use it with Ellie. But I absolutely love this thing. It's a Mobi wrap, and you can get it in all kinds of different colors. They have some different patterns. This one was actually given to me, which was super, super sweet. I was planning on buying one. I had gotten rid of, I had 2 of them when I was pregnant with Dominic, and when I had Dominic, I got rid of them because we weren't planning on having any more kids. But I love this thing. It's awesome. Next, let's talk about sleeping. So babies and sleeping is just crazy and different with every child. But what works for Ellie is we use these little sleep sacks. So this is the Swaddle Me sleep sack, and it just works. You put baby here, it velcros here, and it opens like this, and baby sits here, and then you, let's see if I can show you what it looks like when it's all folded up, how it's supposed to be. Ellie sleeps in one of these every single night. So this is how it goes, and this is how baby sleeps in it. This is a large. It is a little bit big for her, but the small is kind of getting a little tight for her. And then we don't have a medium, so we're using the large. So she likes to be swaddled at night, and I do have swaddle blankets that I can swaddle her with. But eventually with her, she kicks a lot in her sleep and she kind of wiggles a lot. She gets her arms out, she starts sucking on them, and then she wakes up. If she's Velcroed in, she doesn't move as much, and then she sleeps all night long. She just gets a better night's sleep. So we definitely prefer these Velcro ones. You also have to look, because there are some that I don't like that have, so you have your Velcro here, and then they just have like 2 strips of Velcro right here, or the little sticky part right here, instead of this whole piece. They have this whole area right here that the Velcro can stick to. I prefer those kind. Otherwise, you can't get it tight enough around your baby, and then they can wiggle around. It can move up above, like to their face, and it just doesn't feel secure enough to me. So I definitely like these ones better, because the Velcro can stick to this whole area instead of just little strips right there. And you know what? Let me show you. I think I have one. So if you look at this one, it has like these 2 little strips here. These are the only places that the Velcro can stick. The Velcro won't stick here, so it has to go here, which then it's not really tight enough on baby. With these ones, the Velcro can stick to this whole area right here. So we definitely prefer these ones over the other ones. We co-sleep, which I love. I just feel safer with her next to me. I've never had a baby before her that sleeps all night long, so it scares the crap out of me. So I wake up a lot, and both me and my husband wake up a lot, and we check on her to make sure that she's breathing, and she's right next to us, so it works out perfect. But what she sleeps in, I don't even know what this is called, a Lullyboo baby lounge. This is what it looks like, which we really like. It's big enough for her to sleep in now. This is what it looks like, and it just kind of lays right in the middle of our bed. My husband on one side and me on the other, and then with that she just sleeps swaddled up, no blankets or anything, just her little swaddle and the bed. This is also nice because it's portable, so you can take it with you. It's got this little handle here, and then these, and then on each side there's a buckle, and you can fold it. Whoop. Buckle it, and then put it on your back and carry it with you. So we really like this. This is what she's used. I use this with Dominic. And it was awesome to take like to the lake for him to like sit in or play in, and kind of be up off the sand. We really liked this, but this is what Ellie sleeps in. The last must-have that we have is a Rock and Play. It's too big to bring over here right now. I'll post a picture or something of it, that way you can see what it is. But we use it like if I need to get something done, I'll put Ellie in it to sit in it. She'll sit with me next to the sink when I'm doing dishes. I bring it into the bathroom when I need to take a shower, and we use it for that. Or if I'm just trying to get ready or something, I'll put her in it next to me. One thing with that I didn't know when I had Dominic used to sleep in his. I absolutely loved it. It rocks, and it kind of cradles them so they feel more secure. I loved it, and I let Dominic sleep in it. I didn't know until I had Ellie that babies are not supposed to sleep in it. The position that they sit in while sitting in it can cause them to suffocate and not be able to breathe, because of the way that their head tilts forward. So if you're using that for your babies to sleep in, it's not recommended. So I wouldn't do that. I didn't know that until I had Ellie, and I'm super thankful that I do know that now, because I would have let her sleep in it. We love it for her to sit in. They can sleep in it while they're napping. You just don't want them to be unsupervised while they're sleeping in it. So you don't want them to sleep in it all night long. My kids are fighting here. So that's it for today. Those are all the baby must-haves that we have. Like I said, we use those almost every single day, if not pretty frequently. And like I said, these are kind of for the younger babies, the newborns to maybe a couple months old. And maybe I'll do another video when she does get a little bit bigger and starts playing with things a little bit more. If you guys like that video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, and take a look at my last video. I did a video on managing life with 3 kids, and hit that subscribe button. Bye guys.